Thank you. Good morning. My name is William Harris, and I am President and CEO here at Space Center Houston. And welcome to the opening of Space Center Houston's newest exhibit, a flown SpaceX Falcon 9 first stage booster. Thanks to a generous contribution from SpaceX, Falcon 9 is the newest addition to our growing collection of flown space vehicles and historic rockets to interpret for the public the innovation of space exploration. We want to acknowledge and congratulate SpaceX for achieving an historic milestone. As you may know, last Friday, SpaceX launched another cargo mission to the International Space Station, completing a successful landing of another Falcon 9 booster for the 50th time. Congratulations, SpaceX, on making history. I do want to add that Space Center Houston also had an experiment as part of the payload of that mission for our education programs. So we're really excited that that is docked successfully at station, and we'll be using that as part of our youth and education programs. And I'm so delighted we have some of our campers here today joining us. Thank you all. Yes. So we really see this exhibit as helping to launch our next mission to inspire people of all ages about space exploration and also the science learning that goes behind that. Today is the first time guests will experience the completed exhibit, and it's historically significant because this first stage booster really helped broaden opportunities for discovery on the International Space Station. Space Center Houston is a leading science and space exploration learning center where we inform the public about human space exploration and how we can be part of it. We hope to instill a drive for curiosity and learning about the latest in space exploration as we aim to ignite a passion for science, technology, engineering, and math learning. 2 years ago, we started conversations with SpaceX about the possibility of donating a flown Falcon 9 booster to interpret NASA's new direction with commercial partnerships. It's important for people of all ages to have access to learn about the growing commercial space industry. Science and space exploration learning is for everyone. You can imagine how thrilled I was when SpaceX agreed. So again, thank you, SpaceX, for your incredible leadership and partnership as we work toward really engaging the public around the wonders of space exploration. I also want to extend a special thanks to both the Space Center Houston and SpaceX teams for their leadership in making this exhibit come to life. From the site planning to finalizing the foundation and working with structural engineers to design the pillars supporting the Falcon 9, the teamwork and collaboration to open this exhibit has been phenomenal. It was truly a team effort, so thank everyone who was involved. So our SpaceX exhibit serves as a launch pad for people of all ages to pursue a career in STEM, and SpaceX wants everyone to be part of NASA's mission. This booster launched to the International Space Station twice in 2017 is historically significant because it was the first time that a flown booster was used for a NASA mission. It was escorted from Florida to Space Center Houston over the course of a few days and arrived here on March 2nd. Throughout the last week, the SpaceX team has been hard at work on the installation of the booster. We added its landing legs back on and its grid fins, and the entire booster was lifted Saturday into place for display horizontally at its new home here at Space Center Houston. The Falcon 9 first stage booster is displayed horizontally, allowing guests to walk underneath it and it's located adjacent to Independence Plaza exhibit, which is just behind us, which houses the shuttle replica and historic NASA 905 shuttle carrier aircraft. It's only one of 2 SpaceX Falcon 9 boosters currently on display in the world, and the first commercial space exhibit for Space Center Houston. This awe-inspiring exhibit opens for the public around the world today, and you'll be the first to have a close-up look at the innovation and ingenuity of this remarkable space hardware, and how commercial space is advancing the future of space exploration. Under NASA's commercial space program, partners including SpaceX and Boeing are designing hardware to carry humans to space and will soon launch astronauts from U.S. soil. We're thrilled to welcome the F9 during our ongoing recognition of 20 years of continual human occupancy aboard the International Space Station. And I think that deserves a round of applause. It's been 20 years. In collaboration with NASA and Visit Houston, all this year we'll be recognizing the impact the ISS has made on science and space exploration through our ongoing Thought Leader series and education programs. So please check our website for more information about those activities. The International Space Station serves as an important test bed for research. Since the retirement of the Space Shuttle program, it's the only laboratory for humans to perform experiments and long-term scientific studies beyond Earth's atmosphere and gravity. These experiments further humanity and are actively paving the way for future missions to the Moon and Mars. Now I'd like to welcome Vanessa Weish, Deputy Director of NASA Johnson Space Center and Chair of the Board of Directors for Space Center Houston, to share a few remarks. Vanessa oversees a broad range of human spaceflight activities, including NASA's astronauts, mission control, development and operation of human spacecraft in low Earth orbit, and plans for human missions to the Moon and Mars. Prior to her position as Deputy Director, Vanessa served as the Director of the Exploration Integration and Science Directorate at JSC, where she provided executive guidance and direction of a multidisciplinary organization to enable human and robotic exploration of deep space. She's also a highly regarded leader in advancing STEM education, and she's actually a terrific board member and board chair. So please join me in welcoming to the podium Vanessa Weish.
Good morning. Thank you, William, for the warm welcome. My name is Vanessa Weish. As William said, I'm the Deputy Director at NASA's Johnson Space Center. It's my privilege to represent NASA and our 10,000 employees here today. At JSC, which is our acronym for Johnson Space Center, our vision is clear. We dare to expand frontiers, we unite with our partners to complete bold missions, and we explore space to benefit humanity. Today, we are laser focused on continuing operations on the International Space Station, and as William said, celebrating 20 years of having humans on board the space station and going forward to the Moon and on to Mars. The advent of commercial space economy has introduced new partners to the world of human space exploration and shifted the way we do business. We have been given challenges to commercialize low Earth orbit and also to land the first woman and the next man on the surface of the Moon by 2024. As part of our shift in business, our ambitious commercial space program has enabled a successful partnership with 2 American companies to resupply the International Space Station. In 2013, SpaceX and Orbital ATK, which is now Northrop Grumman, began successfully resupplying the station with cargo launched from the United States. We are very excited that on this past Friday, SpaceX, as William said, actually delivered via the Dragon spacecraft atop a Falcon 9 rocket, as the one that you'll see here today, more than 4,300 pounds of cargo to the station. The spacecraft arrived to the station on Monday, filled with supplies and payloads, including critical materials to directly support dozens of the more than 250 science and research investigations aboard the International Space Station. Soon, commercial companies will launch, as William said, American astronauts on American rockets from Florida. And we are very excited that both SpaceX and Boeing are developing 2 spacecraft that will be capable of taking our astronauts to the space station. I can tell you that we're very excited about this happening, and I will be at Kennedy Space Center cheering them on later this year. Additionally, and my day job is as Deputy Director of NASA Johnson Space Center, but I'm also, as William said, board chair here of Space Center Houston, and very happy to support the community. So we're very excited that this exhibit will be the first to include commercial space in the country, showing what they're doing to support the human spaceflight journey. Thank you, William, for making this happen. So the Houston area is proud to have commercial space. We also have companies in our area that are going to be a part of the journey, and so they'll be included in the messaging as we go forward. We are actually we have a company here that is leading efforts to land a commercial lander on the Moon. And so once that happens, we'll be able to include that in our story as well. So finally, if you're thinking about joining the NASA team, please do so. And if you want to be an astronaut, please apply. Applications are open, and they'll be open until March 31st. Go to usa.jobs.gov, and you can apply. You can be one of the new astronauts on board the International Space Station, or supporting us as we do our Artemis mission, going forward to the Moon and on to Mars. Thank you.
Wow, so applications are open. It'd be interesting to see if it's as competitive as the last time around, right? I suspect it will be. I'm now delighted to introduce Jessica Jensen, Director, Starship Mission Hardware and Operations with SpaceX. Jessica was the SpaceX Director for NASA's CRS program for 7 years, including both launches of this rocket. She's been at SpaceX for 13 years, since the launch of SpaceX's second Falcon 1 rocket. She started as a vibration and acoustics engineer for Falcon 1, Dragon, and Falcon 9 before transitioning to the CRS program and now the Starship program. And Jessica, we're deeply grateful to you and your team for making this exhibit possible. Please join me in welcoming Jessica Jensen.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. So thank you for the introduction. It is so great to be here with William and Vanessa, the NASA community, all our guests here. It is truly an honor to have Falcon 9 displayed here. I mean, it looks really cool. I want to actually start by thanking NASA for being such an invaluable partner to SpaceX. They have supported our Falcon 9 program, our Dragon program, and we are super excited for the next chapter with them, which is flying astronauts to the International Space Station this year. And that is exciting for a million reasons, but one of them is that human spaceflight is the reason that SpaceX was founded. We believe that, humanity out exploring the stars is fundamentally more exciting than one that is not. So SpaceX's mission from the beginning has basically been to revolutionize space technology with the ultimate goal of having people live on other planets. And we think that one of the keys to being able to do that, one of the keys to unlocking that is full reusability. So you have not only the ship that's going to go off to these other planets, but you have to be able to reuse the rocket as well. And the main reason for that is cost, is new expendable rockets are really, really expensive. It's not that different than if you got into an airplane, flew it once, and then threw it away. It's this amazing piece of machinery, and you want to be able to reuse it over and over again. Also, when you think about the cost of colonizing Mars, you have to send hundreds to thousands of people there. And if you use a new rocket every time, I'm pretty sure all the nations combined and private companies combined would run out of money. And we don't want that to happen. Reusability is super important to the future of spaceflight. Also, I'm pretty sure that most people do not want to take a one-way trip to Mars. So our goal is to get you back. And Anyway, SpaceX, because the reusability was so important, SpaceX pursued reusability completely on our own. This was pretty unique in the industry that we decided to use our own funding, our own engineers to pursue reusability. And we started in 2014 by adding landing legs to the rocket. And I remember very distinctly that NASA and a few other people thought we were a little bit crazy. But they saw the value in reuse, not only from a cost perspective, but from a reliability perspective. Because when you're able to get a rocket back after it's been through the space environment, you can do post-test inspections or post-flight inspections, post-flight tests on it. And that teaches you a lot if you have design weaknesses. So recovery and reuse overall actually increases the reliability of the program. So we worked with NASA very closely. We did a bunch of risk assessments. We did tests. They finally agreed, which was great. And just like everything that SpaceX has done that's been really hard, we did it incrementally. So we first started by landing Falcon 9s just out in the middle of the ocean. We put the landing legs on, and we would just land them out in the open ocean. Tried deploying the legs, make sure that our guidance algorithms were working. And then once we had that nailed down, we started moving to drone ships and back to land. And like William said, since we've done that, we've now landed 50 boosters. And in fact, we have reflown 33 of them just since 2017. So yeah, I'll give you a little story about the booster here. It started its life carrying cargo to the International Space Station for SpaceX's 11th cargo resupply mission. That mission was also the first time we had reflown a Dragon spacecraft, and it was the 100th launch off of the historic 39A pad at Kennedy Space Center. So that was a really cool mission in itself.
The team refurbished that booster and in just a few months flew it again for the CRS-13 mission. And again, that was the first time that a flight-proven booster had ever been used for a government mission. So again, I just really want to thank NASA. They were pioneers with us in this, and this wouldn't be here without them. So thanks to NASA. And then the booster's third endeavor it's here, which is super exciting. SpaceX engineers and technicians actually followed similar procedures to what they do for refurbishment between flights to get it ready to be on display here. So I really want to give a special thanks to the team. We have some of them in the audience. A lot of them actually already had to head back to Cape Canaveral and to Hawthorne. But I want to give a special thanks to them for all the work they put into getting this ready for display here. And I really want to thank them for not cleaning it, because it looks amazing. So thank you guys. So speaking on behalf of SpaceX, I want to first thank Space Center Houston. Their enthusiasm through this whole thing and everything they have done, they have tried to make it as easy as possible for us to physically get the booster here. You know, any possible way they could help out, you know, they've been wonderful. So I really want to thank you guys. You guys were a huge part of it. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be here. So thank you so much. Again, thanking NASA for letting SpaceX be such a huge part of the ISS program. You know, we're so happy to continue to resupply it with cargo and really excited to fly crew there. So we just look forward to continuing, you know, to create the future of spaceflight with NASA and inspiring young generations here. So thank you, everyone.
Do you want to stay up here with me because we're going to do the questions?
Okay.
Yeah, we have like the standard questions. Great. So again, thank you, Jessica, so much, and to the SpaceX team. The new SpaceX Falcon 9 exhibit is just one of more than 400 things to see here at Space Center Houston. And during the spring break period presented by the City of Webster, we'll immerse visitors in all the wonders of NASA, what's going on now and into the future, as well as informing the public about the history of how we've gotten to where we are. You can delve into our all-new interactive spring exhibit, which is called Bionic Me. It'll be here through May 3rd. You can meet an astronaut, hear stories about our space heroes. We have astronauts speaking over here in the Saturn V building in Rocket Park, as well as inside of Space Center Houston over lunch, as well as enjoy a number of pop-up science labs that we have throughout our facilities during this period. We always have something new and engaging here at Space Center Houston, and we hope that you'll partake of that. Before today, we actually asked the media who are with us today to submit a number of questions, and we're going to respond to some of those because we thought you all would have an interest in knowing the responses to some of those questions. So one of the questions that was asked was, how does the Falcon 9 fit into the story of space exploration that Space Center Houston wants to convey? And really, it's a high priority for us to be a portal of information for the public because there's so much going on in space exploration. So here we can interpret what the latest is, the priorities of NASA, and what's happening as well now in the commercial space sector. You know, our goal is to advance STEM learning for people of all ages, so with a priority around youth, but really for everyone of every age. This is of great interest. And then the other question was about the Falcon 9 and what are things to come here at Space Center Houston. You know, we have over the past 4 years been advancing a new strategic plan here and a new facilities master plan. And many of you may or may not know that we actually have an additional 48 acres if you go in this direction heading west. And so please keep tuned. We have very ambitious plans for the future of many exciting new exhibits and experiences that help the public interpret space exploration. So now we have some questions for Jessica to respond to. The first one is, what attracted SpaceX to donate the Falcon 9 rocket to Space Center Houston?
Sure. So I would say, you know, we've been working with NASA for years, and when Space Center Houston approached us and asked us about having a flown Falcon 9 displayed here, you know, first of all, I work in the Los Angeles office of SpaceX, but I had come to Houston all the time. I've probably been here about 30 times for work. And I know all the iconic vehicles that are here, the history that's been made here. So we were just flabbergasted and honored that they would even ask us to send a Falcon 9 booster here. And I think having it sent here speaks to the testament of the partnership between SpaceX and NASA that has been going on for, I can't even count, more than 10 years now. So we were really honored and proud and happy to be asked to have the booster here.
Thank you. Wonderful. Well, now here's a moment we've all been waiting for. I would like to actually invite Vanessa Weiss to come back up on stage with us. We're going to have a formal ribbon cutting. And I get mega scissors here to do this.
Those are so cool.
Aren't they cool?
Yes.
guys
Wow,
could
those
be
are some big
Get on either
scissors.
side of me?
Yes. Awesome.
Okay. So I think, could you maybe say on the microphone, we should have a countdown?
Okay. Whoa. Microphone?
Microphone?
Microphone? Microphone. Oh, great. Okay. Well, because we're in the space business, let's have a countdown.
Okay.
So what do we do? You want to start at 10?
Yes.
All right.
Kids lead.
All right. Let the kids lead.
Okay, ready?
Go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome.
Awesome.
That was great.
That was great.
Thank you, everyone. We now invite you to enjoy the exhibit. You can pass to the right here to see the exhibit. Thanks for coming out today.